If you're thinking about buying your first rental property or you're already building a real estate portfolio, one of the first questions that always comes up is, do you need an LLC to invest in real estate? Today, we're breaking it all down. When you should use an LLC, when you shouldn't, how it impacts your taxes, your privacy, your financing, and how it protects you from lawsuits. So if you're serious about investing, this could save you thousands and protect everything you're working to build. So guys, stick around to the end of the video because you're not going to want to miss any of the information that we have for you today. Also, if you're new here, my name is Sam, and this channel is dedicated to helping entrepreneurs start and grow their business. And just a side note, this is not financial advice. Everything we're going to be talking about in this video is for educational purposes only. Please seek professional advice to see what's right for your specific situation. With that said, let's start with what an LLC actually is. LLC stands for Limited Liability Company. It's a legal business structure that allows you to separate your personal assets from your business assets. And you can have a single member LLC, which means it's just you, or a multi-member LLC if you have business partners. Now, the number one reason real estate investors use LLCs is for protection. If you buy a property in your own name, your identity and ownership become public record. That means anyone, including your tenant, can look up your name, address, and what you own through your county assessor's website. And let's be real, if your tenant can look up everything about you, find out exactly who you are and how many properties you own, they may be more motivated to sue you if anything ever went wrong. Now, if that lawsuit hits and everything is in your personal name, then everything you own is unfortunately going to be exposed. Your bank accounts, your personal home, even your retirement accounts can be dragged into it. But if you hold that same property in an LLC, you've created a legal wall. The lawsuit stops at the LLC. They can only go after what's inside the LLC, not your personal life. Now, there are a couple things that you have to do while you have your LLC to ensure that you're not putting it at risk. But we'll talk about that a little bit later on in the video. Here's a bonus that people don't often think about. Tenants are going to be a lot less likely to sue a corporation than they are to sue a person. If your LLC has a name like Legacy Property Group or something that sounds professional, tenants may not necessarily know if you're a big business or not. And psychologically, people are going to be less inclined to go after something that sounds very corporate and is very large. They assume that there's money, lawyers, and a lot of power behind it. And that alone can stop lawsuits before they even start. Now let's talk about taxes and financing. If you structure your LLC appropriately, you can actually make yourself look better on paper when you apply for loans. Here's how it works. If your LLC is owned by a holding company, like Wyoming LLC, and that Wyoming LLC is taxed as a partnership, your rental income flows through to a K-1 tax form. And lenders tend to favor K-1 income when evaluating debt to income ratios. So if you're trying to qualify for another property, showing your rental income this way can get you approved for more. Now, there's one big exception when you should not put your property into an LLC, and that's if you're planning on refinancing soon. If you buy a property in your personal name and then move it to an LLC and try to refinance a few months later, lenders may block you from getting a qualified mortgage. They'll tell you to move the property back into your personal name and keep it there for 6 months. That's called seasoning. So if you plan to refinance within the first year, keep it in your name until the refi is done. Then you can go ahead and move it to the LLC. Some of you might also be wondering, what if I can't buy the property in my LLC because it has no credit? This is very common because most new LLCs don't have business credit yet or income history. So here's the workaround. Buy the property in your personal name, then after closing, file a quitclaim deed to transfer it into your LLC. That way your name doesn't stay on public record and your asset is protected. You need to make sure that your title and escrow officer makes sure that this is performed correctly. Now let's talk strategy. Should you have one LLC for every property? It depends. If you put multiple properties into one LLC and it gets sued, the other properties inside that same LLC are exposed. Everything inside that LLC will be on the table if you were ever sued. But forming multiple LLCs can get expensive. In California, you pay $800 per year for each LLC. On top of that, your tax filings could be anywhere from $600 to $1,500 per LLC. So for cheaper properties, maybe $50,000 to $100,000 homes in the Midwest, it might make sense to group 2 or 3 properties into one LLC to save money. But if you're holding a lot of high value properties with a lot of equity, you might lean towards one LLC per property. In a state like California, that's probably going to be the recommendation and the route that you want to take because of how high the property values are here. Think about it like this. You just don't want to put all of your eggs in one basket. If you can put eggs in separate baskets, there's less chances that those eggs will all disappear due to lawsuits. And to zoom out a little bit, the reasons why you might be investing in real estate are to leave a legacy to your family, passive income, and plenty of other things. But you really should not build all this without the protection of an LLC. I actually have a couple family members that own rental properties. I would say most of them have an LLC for each building, but one family member in particular doesn't have any LLCs, and I just really hope that nothing bad in the future ever happens if a tenant wanted to sue them. So really get the protection you need and start your LLC today. Skipping the step and not having the LLC might save you a couple $1,000 right now, but it could cost you everything later, and you don't want that to happen. Now, something that we talked about earlier in the video that we said we'd come back to is making sure that you maintain the integrity of your LLC. To do that, you need to not mix your personal assets with your business assets. This is something that I did very early on, and it's not wise because not only is it harder to see at the end of the year what was a business expense and what was a personal expense, but also if you were ever sued, this could leave you liable because you did not maintain the integrity of your business and you pierced the corporate veil. This just means that you mix personal assets with business assets, and it could leave you liable in the unfortunate case that you were ever sued. So to answer the question, do you need an LLC to invest in real estate? Technically, the answer is no, but it's highly recommended. If you care about protecting your money, your privacy, your future, and your legacy, you definitely want to have an LLC. So guys, now that you know that you need an LLC for your real estate portfolio, let's go ahead and show you how to create an LLC using one of our favorite LLC formation services, Northwest Registered Agent. We'll go ahead and leave that link down below in the description. Be sure to click on that and we can join up here and walk through the process together. Once you've clicked on that link down below, it should bring you to a page that looks very similar to this. We can go ahead and get started creating our LLC today for just $39, which is a crazy deal, especially because it comes with a free year of registered agent service, which is normally a value of anywhere from $99 to $300 or $400 per year. So when you're ready, let's go ahead and click get started. Let's go ahead and form an LLC here. You can also do a corporation or a nonprofit, but we're going to choose LLC for the sake of this video. Let's go ahead and choose our state. I'm in California, and you'll see that in California, the standard filing rate is $90 for 6-day processing. Now, just note this goes directly to the state of California. Northwest Registered Agent doesn't get any of this money. Whether you file with the Secretary of State website or you use an LLC formation service, you're going to pay this across the board. You can also pay for expedited if you need that, but it is a lot more expensive, so just note that. Let's go ahead and click continue. We'll go ahead and name our business here. Now you can choose to send a copy of legal notices to your attorney. We'll go ahead and say no for now. Let's go ahead and describe the business purpose for our business. All right, once we've done that, we can scroll down and we want to make sure that our registered agent address is chosen for both the physical and mailing address here. The reason you want to choose their registered agent service is because it's free for a year and you want to keep all of your private information off the public domain. This is going to help do that. Let's go ahead and click continue now. Then you have to choose the management structure for your LLC. You can either be a manager managed or a member managed LLC. Now, most of the people watching this video are probably going to be a member managed LLC. That means that you are the manager of the LLC versus hiring somebody that's a manager managed LLC. We'll go ahead and enter our name here and just be sure to include our registered agent address here again. You can also add a member if you have another member in your LLC. Let's go ahead and click continue. We'll go ahead and put some contact information here, and then we can go ahead and click next to account setup. Now go ahead and put in your email and create a password. Once we've done that, let's go ahead and click continue. They offer this business identity, which gives you a business domain name for 1 year plus 90-day trials for a business website, a business email, and a business phone number. If you don't want the whole package, you can also do a la carte options here, but we're just going to leave that off for now. Go ahead and select that if you need it though. Let's go ahead and click continue, and we get to the optional items here. The first one is an EIN number. Now you can get this on the IRS's website, but they will just do it for you. It's $50 if you have a social security number and $200 if you don't. It's easy to add this on here so you don't have to go to the IRS's website later. This is a one-stop shop and you can just do everything within Northwest Registered Agents platform. So we'll go ahead and leave that on. If you want to elect your LLC to be taxed as an S Corp, they will file Form 2553 for you. We won't go into too much depth here because we have plenty of other videos on how and when you should elect your LLC to be taxed as an S Corp. Go ahead and select that if you need it, but watch the other videos to get more information about that. They also offer a premium mail service, a trademark service, and a DBA. So you can select these if you like. We'll go ahead and just leave the EIN number on because it's only $50. So let's go ahead and click continue now and put in our payment information here. All right, and once we've done that, we can go ahead and look at the order summary. So we have the basic package, which is $39. This gives us a free year of registered agent service and the filing service fee is waived. It also has 6-day processing. That $90 goes directly to the state, whether we go on the Secretary of State website, use a company like Northwest Registered Agent, or another formation service. So just know they don't get any of this money. They also have compliance filing, which is waived, that free initial report, which is waived, and then we added that EIN number for $50 for a total of $179, which is a really good deal to have your LLC started today. So let's go ahead and click done when you're finished, and then you'll be all set to go. Guys, thank you so much for watching. We really hope you enjoyed this video and you got value out of it. If you did, please leave us a like, subscribe, comment down below, and hit that notification bell for more videos like this in the future. Again, we'll be sure to have Northwest Registered Agent linked down below in the description. We love Northwest Registered Agent. They're one of the best LLC formation services out there. They're super seamless, as you can see, and we just love referring people to them. Now, just note, we do get a small referral fee at no additional cost to you if you do choose to use our link, but this really just helps us keep creating free videos like this for you. So thank you so much in advance for helping us out there. Lastly, guys, this channel is dedicated to helping new and existing entrepreneurs start and grow their business. So be sure to stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and we will see you again in the next video.